Thank you for joining us to discuss additional support when serving 3-year-olds. In our time together, we want to provide a high-level overview of pre-kindergarten for 3-year-olds, including benefits, pre-kindergarten eligibility, high-quality pre-kindergarten programming for 3s, including benefits of assessing 3s and reporting requirements, unique pre-kindergarten 3 considerations, including FAQs and pre-kindergarten guideline resources, additional resources, as well as questions and answers. In this presentation, participants will learn the benefits of implementing a pre-kindergarten 3-year-old program, eligibility information for 3-year-olds, high-quality pre-kindergarten information for 3-year-olds, and how to address unique considerations for working with 3-year-olds. On our web pages, you can find pre-kindergarten 3 resources as well as another pre-recorded presentation that covers the basics of serving 3s. As a reminder, we will review the benefits of serving 3-year-olds before moving deeper into additional supports and considerations. Here are some of the most obvious benefits of implementing a pre-K3 program. This list is just a beginning. It is not all-inclusive because the benefits of serving 3-year-olds encompass all stakeholders involved, from the local education agency to the children and their families. These benefits include increased school readiness, increased access to high-quality pre-kindergarten, opportunities to partner with community child care providers, available funding, and program flexibility. Remember, program options vary for pre-K3 versus pre-K4, and it's a local decision to serve 3-year-olds. As you can see in the side-by-side comparison of options for pre-K3 and pre-K4 programs, the first 4 options are available for both pre-K3 and pre-K4 program models. The pre-K list includes several options that are not available for pre-K4 programs. House Bill 3 requires that pre-K4 programs serve eligible 4-year-olds for a full day. However, House Bill 3 does not apply to pre-K3, so there are more opportunities to serve children in a variety of program models. We will briefly review eligibility for pre-K3. To be eligible for enrollment in free pre-kindergarten, a child must be at least 3 years of age on or before September 1st of the current school year, if a 3-year-old program is available, or 4 years of age on or before September 1st of the current school year, and meet one of the following eligibility requirements. A child is eligible if the child meets the age requirements on the previous slide and is unable to speak or understand English, considered homeless, a child of an active member of the Armed Forces of the United States of America, a child of a member of the Armed Forces of the United States who was injured or killed while serving on active duty, or has been in conservatorship of the Department of Family Protective Services, i.e. foster care, is considered educationally disadvantaged, meaning they qualify for the National School Lunch Program, or is a child of a first responder who has received the Star of Texas Award. An important thing to note is that students who are not potty trained or have frequent bathroom accidents may not be excluded from eligibility. Please remember that pre-kindergarten 3 is its own grade. Students completing pre-kindergarten 3 would then go on to pre-kindergarten 4. Students are not eligible for kindergarten simply because they complete pre-kindergarten 3. Remember, it is a local decision to serve 3s, and pre-K3 only classes are not bound by House Bill 3, which outlines high-quality pre-kindergarten and full-day pre-kindergarten. However, many LEAs, local education agencies, choose to implement high-quality pre-kindergarten practices for their 3-year-olds that align to pre-K4 to offer a cohesive program for their students, building on each year to provide students with the foundational support they need to be successful lifelong learners. Remember, House Bill 3 does not require pre-kindergarten 3 programs to implement the high-quality pre-kindergarten requirements, but local education agencies are still able to implement those components that are developmentally appropriate for their pre-K3 students. As a refresher, the high-quality pre-kindergarten components include curriculum, student progress monitoring, family engagement, program evaluation, student-to-teacher ratio, and additional teacher qualifications. Mixed-age classrooms, meaning pre-K3 and pre-K4 students combined, are required to implement high-quality pre-kindergarten requirements for pre-K4 students. In the next slides, we will review each component and how it can be implemented in a pre-K3 classroom. With implementing high-quality pre-kindergarten for 3-year-olds, remember that implementation needs to be developmentally appropriate for pre-K3 students. While high-quality pre-kindergarten curriculum is aligned to the pre-kindergarten guidelines, most curriculums, even those not on the commissioner's list, include ideas for how to differentiate instruction, which helps teachers deliver lessons that are appropriate and targeted for children in their class, whether children are 3 or 4 years of age or need more foundational or more advanced support. Remember, the high-quality pre-kindergarten requirement for Pre-K4 is that the curriculum is aligned to the Texas pre-kindergarten guidelines. Our Pre-K3 guidance is to implement that curriculum that is developmentally appropriate for 3-year-olds and aligned to Pre-K3 outcomes in the Texas pre-kindergarten guidelines. And again, for mixed-age classrooms, meaning Pre-K3 and Pre-K4, curriculum is aligned to the Texas pre-kindergarten guidelines and adjustments are made for 3-year-olds in your class. Progress monitoring is required in high-quality pre-kindergarten classrooms. Student progress monitoring is a very important part of the teaching cycle and is considered a best practice with all age groups. It enables the teacher to effectively adapt the daily classroom instruction to meet the needs of their students. While progress monitoring is required in Pre-K4 classrooms, if a student is served in a mixed-age classroom, meaning Pre-K3 with Pre-K4, where progress monitoring is required, a teacher should implement progress monitoring that's developmentally appropriate for students and may adjust monitoring for 3-year-olds or exclude 3-year-old students if it is deemed developmentally inappropriate. If a district does conduct student progress monitoring with its eligible 3-year-old students using a tool from the commissioner's list, those BOI and EOI data must be submitted into ECDS, the Early Childhood Data System, annually. This is true for both standalone Pre-K3 classes and for our mixed-age Pre-K3 and Pre-K4 classes. Remember, assessments can be adjusted to meet the needs of Pre-K3 students. Family engagement and program evaluation are high-quality best practices that benefit the entire pre-kindergarten program. Family engagement plan components include facilitating family-to-family support, establishing a network of community resources, increasing family participation in decision-making, equipping families with tools to enhance and extend learning, developing staff skills and evidence-based practices that support families in meeting their children's learning benchmarks, and evaluating family engagement efforts and using evaluations for continuous improvement. As you can see on this slide, we include information for the family engagement plan as well as the program evaluation. A key piece of program evaluation that also speaks to family engagement is the reporting of results of that program evaluation. Remember, building rapport not only with our Pre-K4 students and families, but also with Pre-K3 students and their families builds that relationship across time as these students age up in the district and reach those higher grade levels. One thing to note for the online version of the program self-assessment provided by the Texas Education Agency. This is an anonymous tool for programs to use. Results can be saved to drive continuous improvement, but the local education agencies should still follow their normal data reporting procedures to submit data to ECDS or PEIMS and to demonstrate meeting this high-quality pre-kindergarten component. Remember, the class size for pre-kindergarten students is 22. The high-quality pre-kindergarten requirement for Pre-K4 is attempting to maintain an 11-to-1 ratio. Lower ratios in individualized instruction can lead to more rounded support for our students. Teachers must be appropriately certified to teach pre-kindergarten, whether in 3-year-old classrooms or in 4-year-old classrooms. Additional qualifications provide opportunities for Pre-K3 teachers to engage in specific early childhood professional development. And it would be a best practice to follow the 11-to-1 ratio for Pre-K3 classrooms just as we required and attempt to maintain the ratio in Pre-K4 classrooms. Please remember, for our mixed-age classrooms, meaning Pre-K3 and Pre-K4 students combined, teachers in those mixed-age classrooms must be appropriately certified and meet the additional teacher qualification. This next section is going to address those areas and resources that have been affecting Pre-K3 classrooms, such as behavior, self-help skills, and rest time, just to name a few. An important thing to note is that students who are not potty trained or toilet trained or who have frequent bathroom accidents may not be excluded from eligibility. It is highly advised to work closely with families to ensure toilet training success across various settings. Signs that a child may be ready for toilet training include following simple directions, understanding and using words about the toilet, making connection between the urge to use the bathroom and initiating the use of the bathroom, keeping a diaper or pull-up dry for 1 hour or more, engaging in toileting procedures such as pulling down diapers or pull-ups, training pants, or underpants, showing an interest in using the bathroom or wearing underpants. Suggestions for creating a district toileting policy and procedure could include collaboration between stakeholders who are actively involved in the toileting process and can provide information and insight towards creating policy guidance, such as classroom staff, site or district nurse, administrators, and parents. This plan could also include review of personnel and classroom site or schedules that will impact support with toilet training. Additionally, ensuring access to facilities and equipment that will assist with the toilet training success. Policy relating to rest time for full-day pre-kindergarten students is determined at the local level. Rest time, if given, can be counted as part of the daily instructional minutes in full-day pre-kindergarten. Naps are not the only method to teach students how to rest. Rest time activities could also include calming activities such as yoga or stretching, deep breathing and/or visualization routines, stories, and songs. To implement a successful rest time, look to the transitions in and out of that activity to set it up for success. Remembering how students are coming into rest time will help this quiet time of day be most successful, whether that is a true nap time, stories and songs time, or a daily yoga practice. Local education agencies are encouraged to reach out to the Student Discipline Division. They would be able to provide the best guidance for you for a student who is having undesirable behaviors in the classroom. Additionally, partnering with the family to see if there are other issues at play is another way to help determine how best to support the student. As a reminder, a student may not be denied or excluded from participation in the pre-kindergarten program for any reason if they are deemed eligible per Texas Education Statute 29.153b. This includes excluding eligible children based on their developmental skills around toilet training. Additionally, Texas Education Code Section 29.153 provides no basis for a school district to dismiss an otherwise eligible student from a pre-kindergarten program. The pertinent student discipline requirements of Texas Education Code Chapter 37 must be followed for matters related to student behavior. You can explore more information on the student discipline page and linked on this slide. Next, I'll review some of the frequently asked questions and answers we receive for pre-kindergarten 3. Are children required to have rest time in pre-kindergarten? Policy relating to rest time for full-day pre-kindergarten students is determined at the local level. Rest time, if given, can be counted as part of the daily instructional minutes in full-day pre-kindergarten. Is a district required to submit data in the early childhood data system for 3-year-old pre-kindergarten students? If a district conducts student progress monitoring with its eligible 3-year-old students using a tool from the Commissioner's List, the beginning of year and end of year data must be submitted into the early childhood data system annually. This is true for both standalone pre-K3 classes and mixed age pre-K3 and pre-K4 classes according to statute. Is a district required to implement progress monitoring for 3-year-old pre-kindergarten students? If a student is served in a standalone pre-K3 classroom, specific progress monitoring is not required. Progress monitoring is required in high-quality pre-kindergarten classrooms for 4-year-olds. If a student is served in a mixed classroom, meaning pre-K3 with pre-K4, where progress monitoring is required, a teacher should implement progress monitoring that is developmentally appropriate for students and may adjust monitoring for 3-year-olds or exclude 3-year-old students if it is deemed developmentally inappropriate. Student progress monitoring is a very important part of the teaching cycle and is considered a best practice with all age groups. It enables the teacher to effectively adapt the daily classroom instruction to meet the needs of their students. What other funding sources can local education agencies use to support or implement pre-kindergarten programs? Districts fund district-supported pre-K3 programs with ADA funds from the Foundation School Program funding. Some districts use a portion of their early education allotment funds or local funds and resources to support their programs. Outside of ADA, each local education agency can make decisions about funding on the local level. Can the early education allotment be used to fund ineligible children? Yes, only if serving all eligible 4-year-olds in full day. To contact us more efficiently, please use the Early Education Support Portal. This form allows stakeholders to select their desired topic area, see relevant and common information for those areas, and additional resources for more assistance. There is a dedicated Pre-Kindergarten 3 section as well. Plus, if for some reason that information does not answer your specific question, stakeholders can send their question directly through the Early Childhood Education Support Portal to the specialist that will be best able to assist them. This exciting portal will help the early childhood education team in providing more targeted support, consistent and timely responses, as well as make impactful decisions based on the questions we are receiving from the field. The last piece this portal has is contact information to other divisions that cross over into early childhood, such as special education, emergent bilingual support, early childhood data systems, just to name a few. In closing, Pre-Kindergarten 3 programs offer flexibility to serve our youngest learners and their families. Thank you for joining us today.